Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another Spiritualistik Pick a Card reading. Today we're taking a look at your January 2026, okay? So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group number 1 with Not an Accident, Synchronicity. Group number 2 with Dive Deeply Within. And group number 3 with Source Energy. As always, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box. If you would like, I am posting horoscopes again. I did that a few years ago before my channel got any traction, and I started doing it again, so expect horoscopes also for January. It couples perfectly with this, okay? Literally. So that is why I'm posting it. So check out both videos. And if you would like a 2026 spiritual planner so that you can get your stuff together, you can purchase this on my Etsy shop if you want a nice hard copy, okay? If you want to download one of these for free, a digital version, okay, free, it's on my Patreon. You don't need to buy my Patreon, I posted it on my Patreon, so just show up on there. It might ask you to pop in your email, I'm not even really sure. It's on the free tier, it's available for everybody. Of course, if you want, I do have extra pick a card readings I post every Thursday up there. I do also have my book club there. I also have a meditation retreat, which is the first link in the description box. It's also on my Patreon, so if you want to dabble around over there, you're more than welcome. Okay, this is on my Etsy shop. It's got all of the transits. It's got tarot card pulls. You can put your astrology chart. It's got a little astrology mini guide in there. Of course, if you want more info on that, I've got my comprehensive guide to astrology. You know me, I'm a resource making machine. So, with that being said, okay, we're going to get into your readings. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I do also want to let you know, too, that these kind of readings, historically, if you've been listening to them since I've been posting them again, you might want a pen and paper, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of information. And I do tell you what the general themes are for every single week in January, astrologically for everybody, and then we go through week by week to see how it's going to look for you. So these are my notes that we're going to go through as we pull the tarot to see how your week is going to go week by week, or how your month is going to go week by week. Oh my gosh. So you might want a pen and paper. With that being said, I'm going to center, ground, and channel, and we're going to get into the readings now, okay? So I'll see you over there. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at your January 2026, and you selected the first group with the Not an Accident Synchronicity card. This is my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck. If you're interested in this, it's on my Etsy shop, as well as the astrology book and the 2026 planner, okay? If you want a free copy of this, it's on my Patreon. It's digital, though. If you want a hard copy, you got to get it on my Etsy, okay? And then we're going to go through my notes, so I'm going to tell you the general astrological themes for 5 weeks in January, and then we're going to pull tarot and see how it's going to manifest on you individually. If you want a copy of my notes, I literally took a picture of this and the January horoscope that's in here, and I put it on my bulletin board on TikTok. So, free resources everywhere, okay? With that being said, let's get into it. Week number 1 for group 1, okay? I have this as January 1 through 3, okay? Technically, it's the week of December 28th through January 3rd, okay? But I just, spliced it to January, okay? So the theme for those 3 days, it's grounding, reset, emotional culmination, okay? Discipline, goal setting, emotional release, home and family reset, okay? There's a little bit of mental fog and difficulty seeing clearly because of the energies this week, okay? This is also the full moon in Cancer. It's also when Chiron goes direct, okay? So this first week for you, there's going to be a lot coming to the surface, and things are going to start to move really quickly for you week number 1, okay? You're going to find that things that have been feeling a little stuck or stagnant, they're going to start to move. You're going to have clarity, and you're going to receive some sort of interesting and very specified communication from someone around you who has been watching you silently. It's going to come through now. You expect some sort of unexpected communication here. Now, this is a home and family reset, so this wouldn't surprise me if this was someone who at one point was like family to you, or someone who literally is family to you, okay? But this is something that's positive, okay? This is also something that is karmically balanced with the Judgment card here. So the first week for you, it's going to be really abundant. Things are going to be going really well for you. It's going to feel like something that has been, you've been feeling it moving energetically, spiritually, alchemically, but not seeing it in the physical reality. It's going to start grounding really quickly. It's going to grow. It's going to be amazing, okay? And there's also a little renewal of love here, okay? So there's definitely some sort of love motion here, but it feels a little bit more like innocent, sweet, unconditional. It doesn't feel very much romantic. It can manifest like this for some of you. Like, I wouldn't count that out, but it's really looking like, coming to terms with something and feeling like it's an emotional reset here. Okay, you're going to notice that some of the goals that you've set a while ago, they're going to start kind of manifesting now. So this is a good time for you to continue to see what comes to the surface. It's like things that you've been focusing on, things that you've been working on, maybe spiritually, alchemically, behind the scenes, or even subconsciously to you. They're going to be coming up, and the positivity of these things are going to be manifesting. So it's going to be really cool. With that being said, there's also this vibe of something that's kind of been in your aura, like checking you out, or just like floating in there, that's going to ground, it's going to communicate with you, it's going to express to you. And there's also going to be things that are kind of really moving forward quite quickly here. And then of course there's this familial vibe. Things are going to be really abundant, really pleasurable as well. But there's also the spiritual, like this spiritual kind of love that's coming through. So it can be romantic, it can be familial, it can be platonic. You're going to find that you are excited, okay? Things are going to be really positive. And this energy that comes in amidst the abundance, amidst things moving, amidst the full moon, this is when energy is super heightened too, especially in Cancer, so those emotions are going to be really heightened. You're going to find that this brings about like a really pure kind of like love, like a coworker that you absolutely adore, or a family member that you totally love, or like the love you have for a pet or a lost loved one or something like this. It can be romantic, but it's not giving like a saucy kind of love. It's really just like love at its core. Really beautiful kind of reset here. It's feeling nice and comfortable. It's giving that Cancerian vibe that's kind of like, it's cozy and you just want to curl up in a blanket with your fuzzy slippers and like watch a nice like movie with like a couple too many pillows and like some stuffed animals, and like it's kind of giving this vibe a little bit. But it's love, it's comfort, it's home, okay? With this, there's going to be a little bit of mental fog and difficulty seeing things clearly around these emotional matters, but you're being encouraged to feel through it instead of intellectualize through it, okay? Week number 1. So really positive, okay? And I'm getting that's going to be the end of the week, but I'm only pulling 3 days here. So week number 1, or day number 1, January 1, okay? Surprise, okay? Week number 2, wow, or day number 2, I keep saying week, oh my gosh. January 2nd, things are really moving, they're really flowing, you're like, I got this, things are fair, finally. It's giving finally, things are moving, okay? January 3rd, you're like, this is great, oh my gosh, now there's a little bit of extra love, okay? Blast from the past kind of energy. Week number 2, January 4 through 10. The general astrological theme here, as the Sun and Venus and Mars all come conjunct into Capricorn, okay? It's drive, surprise, it's ambition, it's professional and material pursuits, okay? There's supercharged energy this week, okay? Let me emphasize this. I cannot emphasize this enough. Specifically for Gemini, if you have strong Gemini placements, do not bite off more than you can chew just because you have the energy for it this month. Now, if you have Capricorn, heavy Capricorn placements, disregard what I just said, okay? I went through the horoscopes, I posted them separately, or I will be posting them separately. I already recorded it, but I don't know which one's going to upload first. Anyway, there's going to be so much energy here this week. It's going to be positive. There's going to be also a lot of like confidence, a little bit of like conflated confidence, a little bit of overconfidence, okay? You're going to be feeling really excited. You're like, I can do anything, okay? Right? But you might accidentally take on too much, okay? That's the general astrological theme for everybody. So let's see how this is going to look for you. So week number 2, January 4 through 10. Oh my God, I love it. You're dedicating this to self-care. You're like, I'm going to organize my skincare routine. You're like, I'm going to take a bubble bath every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. You are like, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to hang out. Oh, you're going to look at your inner child, 6 of Cups. Okay, you're really feeling into this. You're looking at, if I take care of myself really, really well, then this is going to help me in other areas of life. This is how you're approaching this. Really positive here. We do see a little bit of stress, okay? You're overthinking a little bit whatever happened January 1st, okay? You might have set some advantageous goals for yourself, okay? And you might be kind of feeling like, I can take this on, but how can I take this on in a way that's loving, right? Like showing up to the gym because you love your body so much, not because you're like, I need to get a 6-pack, I put it on my vision board, right? Like, it's that difference in vibe, okay? Now, the second week of January, we do see there's a little bit of a conflict relating to whatever or whoever came through the first week here, okay? Now, it's not that big of a deal. It's a little bit petty, whatever it is, I'm not going to lie. And it doesn't feel like it's coming from you, okay? It feels like you are, I'm hearing, you're going to feel called to protect your peace. And I mean that in an emotionally mature way, okay? I don't mean it in like a dismissive or immature way, right? Because there's hot and there's cold to everything, right? In an emotionally mature way, you're taking care of yourself, things are going really, really well. You are utilizing this extra energy that you have to take care of yourself, really love on yourself, love old versions of you too, look back at the past and see where, what self-care routines you really did love and maybe they fell off, or which ones you really wish you had continued doing, and kind of like loving yourself in these ways. And you're kind of approaching this dynamic here, and it feels like something's coming in that maybe feels a little bit petty or triggered. Not because you're doing this, but it's just like in your aura, it's in your energy, right? Because you have this love, and it's kind of giving this vibe of, say that someone's coming into your life and they're like, oh, well, now that we're cool, let me treat you like that again. Like, it's not that big of a deal, okay? It's not life-changing. There's extra energy, okay? And some people are making your business their business. That's what's going on. And so this is a little bit petty, and you're in your I'm loving me energy, okay? You're loving future you, and you're loving present you, and you're loving inner child you. That's what's going on. That's what I see here, okay? Now, this is drive, ambition, action, professional, material pursuits. I see some people getting in your business, overconfident about what you should do, exaggerating what they think. Like, there's just conflated egos around you, okay? So this energy is going to come at you a little bit more. So your advice for the second week of January here, okay? I'm getting like, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen, okay? Not for you, but for them, okay? Take this kind of approach, okay? Be cautious, 7 of Swords with the 6 of Coins. Be cautious against matching that energy, okay? Don't do that. Just don't do that. Don't be a mirror for this energy, okay? Because you don't want to reflect petty. And that's not you, okay? You're focused on loving yourself, okay? Hang up the phone, block them, disengage, whatever, okay? I would, week number 2, January 4 through 10, I would maybe not schedule business meetings. I would maybe say no to hanging out with people. Specifically whoever or whatever came around the first week of January, like January 1 through 3, okay? I would specifically be like, oh my god, yeah, that's so nice, let's leave it here. And then maybe week number 4, we'll come back around to it, okay? Week number 2, someone's like, hey, oh my god, let's hang out, it's so nice to reconnect. Be like, I'm sick, right? Mean Girls, okay? Because you're in a really good place, really balanced, really self-focused, okay? And there's a little bit of this, like, focus on professional and material pursuits. And you're like, if I'm happy, I do better at work. You're like, if I'm grateful, that's abundance. And then abundance is around me because it's within me, right? It's like this ethereal approach to this vibe. Something around you, it's a focus on business, right? They're not focusing on their business. They're focusing on your business, okay? So keep other people out your business, okay? Their decision, not yours, but, you know, boundaries, self-love, self-care, okay? So, week number 3, this is January 11 through 17, okay? I'm getting that there's a due date here. We have the new moon in Capricorn on the 17th, okay? Oh, okay. Here we have a Chiron activation. What's going on week 3? Let me check the planner. I forgot, it's not on the top of my head. Yes, here it is, okay. This week, okay, we're gonna have Venus square Chiron, Sun squares difficulty, it's challenge, okay? Venus square Chiron, Sun square Chiron, Mars square Chiron, okay? Mercury square Chiron. Chiron just went direct on the 2nd, and now it's going... So, what did we learn? Okay, so just letting you know. Chiron activation in challenges. Did you learn that? Okay, so it's not going to be anything new, but it's going to be like, I'm back, did you miss me? Okay? The theme here, new moon in Capricorn. There's a lot of really positive energy this week too, okay? But it's all about stability and innovation and building foundations. It's about productivity. There's shifts in your relationships and your values. You're setting intentions. You're finding solutions specifically in your career and public reputation, midheaven type matters. At the same time of all of this positive energy, there's going to be like old wounds coming out of the archives, okay? That are coming, they're resurfacing. Like, yeah, but remember that time in your childhood though? Chiron, it's the wounded healer, okay? So, new moon in Capricorn, January 17th, okay? There are other things happening that day too. This is going to be a really good time to set intentions on the 17th, the very last day of this week, okay? At the same time, don't allow your awareness of these wounds, okay, two things to be aware of. One, don't ignore those things that are coming up, because now is a really good time to focus on your stability, your innovation, your foundations, productivity, and all these kinds of things. Okay, again, don't bite off more than you can chew week number 2. I'm not really getting that you're doing that, but you might set a morning routine that's like heavenly, and then week number 3, you're like, oh, I can't really do a face mask every day of the week because I have different obligations every day of the week, right? But with that, there are going to be these old wounds. So don't neglect the wounds for the foundations that you're providing or for yourself. But at the same time, okay, keep moving forward. Don't focus on these wounds too much. Allow it to be a little yin, a little yang, okay? Keep one foot in each so that you're making progress in both areas. Okay, so let's see week number 3, how this is going to go for you specifically, because that was general. Whoa, the star. Okay, beautiful. 3 of coins. Yeah, we're building. Wow, these cards are flipping out. Week number 3 is going to be huge for you. It's going to open your eyes. It's going to be pivotal. Okay, it's also going to be very foundational. You're going to find that you are having shifts in relationships and values and finding solutions in your career. Okay, you're going to realize that you are in a higher position than you're giving yourself credit for in some way, shape, or form. Okay, and you're going to be presented with opportunities that involve other people that emphasize and highlight this as well, okay? This is going to be like gassing you up a little bit this week. And I'm also getting you're either going to get a love offer, an apology, or both, okay? There's going to be some sort of clarity about something that has been like troubling you for a while, but you kind of were just being mature and having boundaries about it, okay? Maybe something that's been a little bit of a pain in the neck, but that doesn't stop you from conducting business, right? It doesn't stop you from being mature. I'm being shown like gray rocking if you're dealing with a difficult person, and you kind of have to just like be more rational and logical and objective and factual and less emotional with the way that you confront with these people, right? Or something where maybe you have been picking up extra shifts at work because somebody quit, right? And so you've been kind of stressed, but you've been showing up, you've been doing it anyway, okay? Resolutions to this, also some sort of I'm getting reparation that involves some sort of building with other people, because the truth is seen and the truth is known, okay? The truth is widespread, but you didn't see this when this was happening, okay? Week number 3. And so this is how it's bringing up old wounds, but it's coming up like, hey, do you remember this old wound? And you're like, what about it? It's like, it's not impacting you, like emotionally, but it's not because you are repressing it or like shoving it away. It's actually because you've dealt with it maturely and reasonably, but there's a little bit of this, you've needed to be an adult and you grew through it at the same time. Like you dealt with something extremely maturely and it was seen, but now that time has passed, this wound is coming up, but something was not right, something was not fair, and you were standing in your power and helping other people's dreams come true in some way, shape, or form. And so this is coming back, okay? The truth of how much you've actually done for others and how much love you've given to others is coming back to you as well, okay? I'm also getting expect an apology or like a surprise message. I'm being shown glasses, okay? And there's something about like gritting your teeth, like just smiling through it anyway, okay? Something like this, or it can be like, when you get like nervousness, it's maybe anxiety, maybe not anxiety, but you're just kind of like smiling and laughing, but it's maybe because you're a little bit nervous. If there's a situation like that maybe owes you an apology, or it's like romantic, or there's some sort of like a friendship that can be expanded there, like there's something that's coming through relating to this, okay? Week number 4, January 18th through 24th, okay? Now this is when everything shifts into Aquarius. Not everything, okay, but inner planets. Sun, Mercury, Mars entering Aquarius this week, okay? This is bringing mindset shifts. It's bringing transformation, general themes, again. Future-oriented thinking, power dynamics, okay? Humanitarianism, social innovations, technological innovations, okay? This is going to be huge, actually, this week and the weeks after, okay? This looks at personal power, communication. This is also when the dreams and the intuition, they kind of start hyphening. They kind of start getting more expanded. They get more vivid. They get more intense, okay? Interesting that I said hyphenated. I don't know why, okay? Also, week number 5 is going to be huge. So the shifts that you see in like social situations, in technological innovations, in power dynamics kind of shifting, future-oriented thinking, things like this. Specifically bringing people together who have similar views that are maybe more on the innovative side, maybe more on the progressive side. You're going to start to see these shifts, okay? This isn't a hiccup, okay? This is laying down a foundation for later. This is like a seed where the roots have already been planted, and then the seed cracks, and the little piece of it like finally breaks through the soil, and now you're seeing the sapling. That is what week 4 is, okay? So, how's it going to go for you, group 1? Woo, not an accident, synchronicity. That's about this week. This week, huge, okay? The Hierophant with the 10 of Wands. Oh, last week you were put in some sort of a realization of how much of a leader you've been. This week, you're going to be encouraged to take on more responsibility. And you're going to find that you need to set a boundary in order to change some sort of structure or system so that you can follow your path without needing to be like on alert all the time. Harder is not always better, okay? There's some sort of a restructural thing that's happening here. Your intuition is going to guide you through it, okay? I'm getting a lot of people are going to have opinions, okay? Because there's something here that you are being encouraged to do or step into a leadership or power position for, okay? This is also going to benefit, I'm getting like everybody. And everybody can be a relative term. It can be like the whole wide world, okay? It can be the multiverse. It can also be everybody like in your community, everybody in your neighborhood, everybody in your friend group, right? Everybody in your house. There's some sort of a huge shift. There's some sort of a responsibility that is your path that you feel called to step down. However, okay, this is looking at all that you're carrying and saying, I am not carrying one more thing though. So you are restructuring energies. You're putting a pause in something so that something can transform with clarity, so that you can put an end to something that was blocking your luck and your blessings. And you can take this from an alchemical, spiritual, intuitive, and angelically guided, okay, position here, so that you can enjoy yourself while you're doing it too, okay? Because you have been doing so much for others, and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, okay? It's the Empress card and the Hermit. This is something that you've been doing on your own, and Empress, she's pregnant, okay? What this is this, and this is the way that this energy is coming through, so just take it as it resonates for you. But the Empress, okay, it's a lot of responsibility. You're pregnant for 9 months, more or less, okay? Everything hurts. Your feet swell. Everything about your body changes. Your life force is getting sucked into this other life that you're literally creating. Your back is hurting. It's hard to bend down and tie your shoes. Like you're throwing up. Like it's ouch, right? And then you have to freaking birth this thing. Are you kidding me? Like, ouch, right? It's a lot. We do not give people enough credit, I swear. Okay, but this is what's coming through. It's this energy, like that density there, but also next to it, there's this like, but her hair is shining and her skin is smooth and she's like the most beautiful she's ever been, and she's just creating life, and it's so beautiful and wonderful and amazing. And it's not even just for her, it's her and for whoever helped make this, because it's not she's pregnant, it's we're pregnant, right? It's like not there's a vibe like this that's coming through where you're like, look, this is something that I'm doing. It's not something that we're doing. And I'm doing this not just for me. I'm doing this for us. I'm doing this for everybody, right? This is me bestowing a gift into the world, right? And now there's also this really beautiful energy. You're noticing people are being really kind to you because they see that you're doing this, right? And you look beautiful. And they're like, so there's this energy of things shifting where it's like you see how things really are, and you're the one that's carrying the 10 of Wands here. You're carrying the 10 of Wands, but there's all this really beautiful energy. There's the World, there's the Magician, there's the Sun, there's the Wheel of Fortune, there's even the Death card, there's the Empress, there's the Strength, there's the Hierophant, there's Temperance. All of the beautiful, wonderful, magical cards, right? But you're the one that's shouldering all the burden. So this is week number 4 for you. okay? As everything moves into Aquarius, there's this, okay, so in the future, though, we're not going to say that word to me, okay? There's this in the future, though, we're not pregnant, I'm pregnant, bro. Like, there's this energy like this where you're like, okay, well, yes, we can continue to move forward, but something's got to come to a close. Something's got to change. I am not putting an 11th burden on my back. Absolutely not. Okay. And then you also got the Queen and King of Wands coming out here that's saying this brings you into an empowerment, and it brings you into also this vibe of like spiritual completion and fun and beauty and like all these beautiful, really cool, fun, fiery energies as well. But there's also this awareness of like, you know what, I'm going to get there no matter what, but I'm going to do it my way. So that's how week number 4 is going to go for you. Okay. You're doing a lot for a lot of other people. Okay. But you're the one that's doing all of it, okay? There's only one of you, and also you deserve to enjoy your life, right? And it's not to say that you don't enjoy these things, but this is what's coming up for you week 4, okay? Week number 5, this is the last week, and then we'll pull like general advice for you for the week, okay? So you're coming out of some sort of a victory or success and actually heightened visibility from week number 4. Week 5 is January 25th through 31st. This takes a look at forced transformation, not the fun, fluffy kind, the kind where the universe whispers before she screams, and then she pulls the rug out from underneath all the things that weren't falling, okay? This is on a grand scale, okay? Neptune moves into Aries. Neptune is leaving its ruling sign of Pisces and entering into Aries. Huge deal. Huge deal, okay? This is generational belief systems that have not aged very well. Crumbling. Rug pulled out from underneath. Sorry, dead. Bye, okay? And this is something that you are a new leader in. This is also why you're kind of being prepped the way that you are, okay? Week number 3, it's kind of like, hey, here's a little roller coaster ride. Week number 4 is like, you're seeing the shifts externally, like it's bigger than you and you're seeing it, okay? So forced transformation, redefining spirituality as a whole, redefining belief systems. It's also all or nothing energy, last-ditch efforts as well, okay? Decisive action, huge shifts in power and patterns, and also hidden power dynamics and obsessions coming to the surface, and the universe is basically going, no, okay? So this is volatility. Also, we've got a pretty little Venus-Mercury situation going on where everyone's going to be speaking like really pretty words, okay? Emotional manipulation, okay? If you're a writer, love it for you, okay? But everybody, keep an eye out, because everyone's going to be like saying really pretty words. It's going to be really, really, really easy to get emotionally manipulated, okay? And I'm not saying that you are easy to emotionally manipulate, okay? I'm just saying that this is, if there's a time and there's a place, it's week 5 of January, okay? So, and also this is like last-ditch efforts. These are like generational systems and beliefs and patterns that were not holding up, but, you know, they needed to fall. And we've been kind of pushing it, rocking it for a while, okay? And it's like, no. So there's the pretty words, but like, what the hell, right? So it's just, and it's leaving its, Neptune is leaving Pisces. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So these things are happy together, okay? I'm hearing that song about the turtles, happy together. And then it moves into Aries. When the two signs that are right next to each other, there's usually friction because they're similar and they're also different. Like if you tell an Aries and a Taurus that they're similar to each other, they're like, no, we're not. But if you like, it's because they are. You know what I mean? It's like sibling energy. Not sister signs, not opposites, but it's like other people can see it, but they can't, they won't, right? It's this, okay? So let's see how it's going to go for you. Okay, week number 5. Woo. Okay, so you're going to be continuing this journey from week number 4, and you're going to have an end in sight. Ooh, okay. You're going to love this. Something's going to work out really, really well for you this week. And you're not going to be sure whether or not you want to take it because your intuition and your higher calling is kind of showing you there's an activation that's going on within you and around you right now. So do you want to take this, or do you want to wait until the other side? Okay, really interesting here. I wonder what you're going to choose. Your intuition, because you're going to feel inclined to let something go because it's showing up in a way where the belief system has changed, okay? the hidden power dynamics, the hidden obsession, like this is volatility. So if someone's coming up to you, it's like your ex calling you during Mercury retrograde, and you're like, if you had called me 4 weeks ago, maybe I would believe that you miss me. But right now, I just know that you're being egged on, right? So there's a little bit of this like distrust kind of vibe, okay? It's not distrust, it's 5 of Cups. It's a little bit of like, yeah, you love me, whatever. It's a little bit of this this opportunity. You're like, yeah, that would be so great, but like, hold on, things are changing, things are activating, okay? This is coming to you, like this is something where this transformation was forced and it goes, okay, snaps into shape and then presents itself to you. Cooked, baked. It's like done, okay? And you're like, should I let this cool? Are you sure it's done cooking? Should I pop it back in the oven for another 10 minutes, right? Because there's an ungroundedness to this energy that's going to draw your attention. Because it's going to be giving you so much that it makes you question its ulterior motives, whatever this is. Yeah, interesting. I didn't think we were going to be pulling tea like this for you this month. Okay. So ultimately, you're going to see this rationally as not a viable offer or option. But your intuition is going to tell you, didn't you ask for this though? Isn't this right up your alley though? Your intuition is going to go, do it, do it, do it. And your brain is going to go, mm-mm. Because you're not going to see how this is stable. You're not going to see how this is stable because they're not showing all their cards. Okay? This is, you make the choice first. Whoa, okay. You make the choice first. Either way, you're going to be happy. But once you make the choice here, then the future of this is revealed to you, and it's a lot more abundant, a lot more fun, opening a lot more doors than you would have given it thought to. But this is, okay, so for you, this is looking at a belief system that you have. It's, again, an all or nothing energy. Something's going to be approached to you, presented to you. And if you choose it, there's balance moving forward. There are next steps presented to you. There's emotional fulfillment. There's a future that's promised. There's a lot of fun. There's magnetic energy, abundance, and a lot of doors that are opening here for you. So much that it confuses you how something could possibly be so perfect for you. Emotional satisfaction, material abundance, and just like stress because of how happy you are, because what if the other shoe drops at some point because you're not used to this? It's pretty good. Okay? But it's going to require a leap of faith because it's not going to show you this until after you choose it. Or you don't choose it, in which case you take the steps towards this energy on your own, but it like lingers in the background. Okay? I'm hearing Linger by the Cranberries. So your advice for January in general, okay? Welcome in new beginnings. Especially in areas of your life that have felt stuck or stagnant for a while, welcome in new beginnings, okay? Now you might feel as though, oh, I don't know, because it's been stuck or stagnant for a while and I've seen a lot of other new beginnings, okay? So you're going to be like, it's the devil. Okay, let me tell you that whatever comes up week number 1, okay, that starts putting its nose in your business week number 2, we can call that the devil. That's fine, okay? But again, week number 3, week number 4, week number 5, well, maybe not week 3. Give it some time. Towards the end of January, great, okay? But as soon as it's like, oh my God, I missed you, so tell me everything about your life. Be like, oh, well, let's get together in a couple weeks. You know, that's not how are you, that's give me info, right? Towards the end of this month, opportunities, you're going to be feeling like, not today, Satan, but like low-key, be open to the new beginnings. High-key, be open to the new beginnings. Your intuition is going to tell you to do it, and your brain is going to be like, okay, your advice for January is also to have fun. It is to go out with friends. It is to have a little fun, 3 of Cups energy, okay? Explore your options, hang out with your friends, have fun, make progressive choices moving forward as well. Be open to new beginnings and doing things differently, especially if they involve other people. And also speak your mind and speak your heart more than you usually do. Okay, there's something here about making friends or being seen as amicable, or like being seen in a positive light socially. Okay, because you're just being yourself, a little bit less inhibited. Okay, less inhibited. You're releasing your inhibitions. So, don't overlook an opportunity. Okay, we have the devil with the 4 of Cups reversed, okay? Don't be tempted into overlooking something that looks too good to be true, because it's actually freaking not too good to be true. You're just used to it being the other way around, okay? If you're guarded, okay, if you gotta sleep on it, you gotta heal over it a little bit. If it like shakes up some things, okay, good, it's in a positive direction. Sometimes we feel excitement, sometimes we feel anxiety, sometimes it's us trying to, it's like your soul trying to tell you information, okay? Sometimes you translate it as anxiety when it's intuitive excitement. Sometimes you translate it as excitement when it's intuitive anxiety, okay? This time, if you feel a little bit like, okay, it's excitement. It's like being at the top of a roller coaster, okay? Sometimes you're like, right? But it's because you know you're gonna have fun, but your body is like, danger, but like, you know, okay? So, no, okay? It's positive, okay? I'm hearing Take a Chance on Me by ABBA, okay? Group number 1, this is January 2026 for you. I have horoscopes this time coming back up. I'm so excited, okay? I used to do this like before any of my socials caught traction, and I really, really liked it. And it didn't work, and people started liking the tarot, so I was like, okay, I guess we're doing tarot for a while, but now I'm bringing it back, baby, because people are caring, and they answered my poll that that's what they wanted from me, so we're gonna do it. Okay, so with that said, you can check out another pile or another reading, okay? Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you subscribe, it would be the best thing ever, okay? If you want my spiritual planner, you can get it for free on my Patreon. You don't need to buy any of the Patreon things. My book club is on there. I post extra pick a card on there. My meditation retreat is on there, okay? Those are paid. Book club's $1, you know? This, if you want it on your iPad for like your iBooks, Notability, something like this, that is for free on my Patreon. If you want a hard copy of it, just let me know. You can purchase one through my Etsy shop, and I will have it sent straight to your door right off the press. I'm not holding stock of these, that's why, so it'll take a couple weeks to come in. Okay, but other than that, it's all yours. And if you want, while you're waiting, it has all the transits and everything in here. And I'm also making YouTube videos on literally all the stuff that's in here too. So, you know, if you want it, it's great. It's got journal pages, tarot pulls, themes for you to keep up with, dream journaling, gratitude lists, things you look forward to, manifestation pages, all that kind of stuff, weekly tarot cards, affirmations, spiritualistic stuff that's spiritualistic, right? Okay, anyway, I love you and I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi there, group 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at your January 2026. Okay, we're going to take a look at the general astrological themes, as per usual, and we're going to pull tarot to see how each week is going to go for you. So, I am going to share with you my notes, and as we do this, I do recommend maybe taking out a pen and paper of your own, okay? If you want a picture of this is on my bulletin on TikTok. It's free. Okay, if you want the transits, okay, you can get the PDF, like the digital download of this. This is my whole astrological planner with all the info. Okay, it's a planner, so it's got tarot spreads, it's got manifestation and gratitude aspects to it. You can see everything that's going on every single week, right? You can pop your own chart in here. It's got a little astrology guide. If you want this, it's on my Patreon for free. Okay, digitally. If you want a nice hard copy you can hold in your hand, you can get it on my Etsy shop. That one you have to buy. I'll just have it shipped to you from the publisher because I'm not holding stock, okay? So, with that being said, you can take notes, you can just keep it up in the noggin, or you can find resources several different places. Okay, Patreon, it's got my book club. It's only $1 if you want to join. I'd love to have you, okay? I post exclusive pick a card there exclusive pick a cards there every Thursday. Not gonna cut that out, okay? I'm just gonna get better at public speaking. It's my goal for 2026, one of them, okay? And also my virtual meditation retreat is on there too. It's the first link in the description box. And I also want to mention that I'm posting horoscopes again. It's been years since I've done this. I actually deleted all the old ones off my YouTube. This is what I used to do before any of my platforms kind of got traction. So if you want, I'm doing horoscope. So you can pair this reading with your zodiac horoscopes as well, and you can read all of your signs, okay? So you selected the second group with the dive deeply within card, okay? So for January 2026, week number 1, I have as January 1st through 3rd. It starts December 28th and ends January 3rd. So just the January segment of that. The general themes here are grounding, reset, emotional culmination, discipline, goal setting, emotional release, home and family reset, and there's also a little bit of a mental fog, difficulty seeing clearly, okay? This week, Chiron goes direct after being retrograde for a long time, okay? It's also the full moon in Cancer, okay? So there's going to be a lot of emotional energy. There's going to be a lot of reset energy. It's also the beginning of the new year, so it's grounding. We are releasing old things. There's like reset, you know? And so with those energies kind of shifting, there's a little bit of that brain fog energy that's coming through, difficulty seeing clearly. So don't make emotional decisions, but do dive into those emotions, okay? So let's see. Ooh, week number 1 for you, the sun. Okay. This is going to be a really spiritual week for you. I'm getting that you're going to have clarity, okay, which is interesting. You might find that you're the only one around you that has clarity right now, or that more often than not, people around you aren't seeing clearly these 3 days in January, this first week, okay? And this, in and of itself, might cause you to be a little bit guarded towards your intuition. So don't say I didn't warn you, okay? This is going to be a really positive time for you. You're very much going to enjoy this, but it's also going to have you question which step you should take next, okay? Because you're seeing that things are activating around you, and you're kind of noticing the collective energy here, but you're not connected to it. Group number 2, you are conscious outside of it. You might say that you are done with your shadow work. You could say that you're outside of the matrix. You could say that you're not on the collective wave. You could say that you're a light worker, not a, like, the way that you relate it to your personal journey is your own. But what I'm getting here is everyone is riding this wave of like not seeing things clearly, but you're clocking it. And so there's a version of you that is saying, as you do when you're someone who does the work, if I turn this internally, if I'm noticing that there's lack of clarity externally, maybe what's going on inside of me right now is not clear either. Let me tell you, week 1, you are not the rule, you are the exception to the rule. The first card you had out is the sun. You have clarity, and you are having really positive things happen for you too. You have clarity and you're being optimistic. You also have wish fulfillments coming in, which are going to be really positive. You're going to be happy, shining, thriving, and you're also going to feel a little bit like almost nervous or stressed because you're seeing things in a really positive light. And you're looking around at everybody else who is not having clarity. And so that's making you wonder if you should second guess yours. The High Priestess comes through to say, listen to your intuition even when it doesn't make sense. Especially when everyone's going left and you're called to go right. Especially when you're called, let's say you feel like everyone's going this way, and so you think that you're swimming against the current. But your clarity here, and why you're being encouraged to make the choice to move forward with your clarity that you do have amidst seeing everyone else go the opposite direction here, is everyone's going the same direction, but they're swimming against the current. And you're saying, shouldn't we go against the current? Or shouldn't we go with the current? Isn't that flow? So do your own thing. And then again, full moon in Cancer. So this is a wonderful time to release, reset, again, let go, let the current take you. Okay, you have the clarity this week. You're going to be the only one with the clarity this week. Okay? We have 199. You are taking a look at yourself and who you want to be in the future. Okay? And this is why you feel the high stakes pertaining to it. Normally you're like, listen to your intuition. Okay, cool, right? The reason why there are such high stakes here this week is not because of peer pressure or social pressure as much, if any, but actually because you are looking at your future and where you want to go. So there's a little more pressure here. You want to make sure you're making the right steps, which is good, right? Critical thinking. But as you look at your future, you're also realizing that things are activating for you. And the only thing that's left for you to do is let go. You're looking at where the 2 can build into a 3. However, what is called from you is for you to take the 2 and release it down to a 1. Okay? So, week number 2, January 2026. This is January 4 through 10. Okay, the general astrological themes here are drive and ambition. So this is where the sun, the sun and Venus and Mars all end up conjunct in Capricorn. So they're all hanging out in Capricorn together. So it's a lot of Capricornian energy. Okay, so it's drive, ambition, action. It's professional and material pursuits. There's supercharged energy. Okay, week number 2, generally speaking, there's going to be so much energy. And because there's so much energy, you're going to notice that it's easy to take on too much. It's easy to bite off more than you can chew. It's easy to be super advantageous in ways that are not going to be sustainable in the future. So just be aware of this. You're also going to notice during this point in time, there's a lot of overconfidence, a little bit of exaggeration as well. So you might feel as though, yeah, I can take on, I'll just use the same example I used before. You can take on 500 extracurricular activities because it'll all fit in your schedule and you can make it happen. You can totally, absolutely do it. You can, I believe in you. With that being said, that might not be the kindest thing to do to yourself. Okay, you might feel absolutely confident in it today. Week number 2 says, hey, there's an abnormal amount of energy. You're feeling abnormally energized. My advice, utilize this energy in ways that you can say thank you for later. Okay, instead of taking on too much that are now commitments to your future self, do things that you can that are gifts to your future self or your friends or your family. Okay, so let's take a look at the tarot here and see how this is applying to you. Teamwork makes the dream work here, and you're pouring into yourself. 9 of Cups with a 9 of Coins with the 3 of Coins. You're going to be really, really happy with your finances. Super happy with your finances. You're also going to have opportunity for teamwork and collaboration, but that's not really the focus. The focus is on things that are smart moves for you. And there's also going to be a feeling of peace. There's going to be peace and there's going to be fun. Okay, things are bringing you to a reflective state. I'm noticing that you are in your balance. You're in your center, regardless of whatever the energies around you are doing. There's the general energy, and you're going to be aware of it now. But your weeks aren't going to look like whatever the astrology says is going to happen. Like, these planets aren't pushing and pulling you. You're sovereign to them. This is very much coming through in this reading. So you're going to be in a place where you are grounded. You are investing in yourself. You're happy with wherever your finances and material resources are. Okay? You are at a place of peace and calm and patience. And because everyone's kind of running around like a chicken with their head cut off this week, in good ways and bad ways and weird ways and fun ways, right? You're going to have opportunities to play. You're going to have opportunities to kind of take a little piece off of that page and have fun, right? But it's not going to be ruling you. We have the Knight of Wands energy here to represent this, just so you know. Okay, so it might be you get to make something fun, creative. It might be that you get to go on a fun date. It might be that you get to hang out with your friends and you get to have a fun little day, right? Now, there's also a little bit of this stress. Like, there's this underlying, when an energy here is overconfidence and too much exaggeration, like, is going on with this energy here, week number 2. Underneath, there's a little bit of this, I don't know if I can maintain this, there's a little bit of this imposter syndrome, there's a little bit of this, like, stress or anxiety about it that's, like, beneath the surface. It's on the outside, it's like, this is so much fun, oh my god, let's effing go, woo! But underneath, you're like, I don't know if this is a good decision, oh my god. Like, it's that energy that's like a whisper, the universe whispering, like, hey, let's bring it back down. Okay, you're going to be picking up on this from things around you. So you're going to have opportunities to have fun. You're going to have opportunities not to let others kind of go crazy around in your situation. You're going to be grounded, centered. You are going to have opportunities to have fun because you are going to have your friends reach out to you and say, hey, let's go do something fun. And you might want to say, hey, cool, yeah. But you are also going to want to remember to make sure that I'm getting an ROI for you, a return of investment. Okay, utilize this energy in ways that are helpful for you in the future. And this is not about taking advantage of a situation, not in a negative sense. But what this is saying is that there are going to be a couple screws loose in general this week. And so you might take up an opportunity to have some fun with your friends, but you're also aware that people are more apt to bad decisions. So you might want to play your cards carefully there. Okay, you're also going to notice here that you're going to get to go out and have some fun, but the energies that you might be around will also have that underlying stress or anxiety or confusion. And that's not something that you want to pick up on or attract, because you don't want to feel it and or absorb it and or need to clear it out of your energy and or just, be sitting there unnecessarily. But do have fun. Okay, so this is coming through week number 2. So just use your discernment about maybe leaving the party a little bit early or making sure that the choices that you're making, you're going to have several opportunities. So take the one that your intuition leads you towards and make the choice to remove yourself from situations where if it's not an absolute heck yes, then it's a no. Okay? So week number 3, we have January 11 through 17. This is also a big week. This is new moon in Capricorn, okay? Here, the general astrological themes. Okay, so this is where Chiron is going to come out to play. Chiron went direct January 2nd, and Chiron is going to be square, I think it's going to have three or four different squares just this week alone. Let me take a look for you. But basically, it's going to be positive energy this week. It's going to be focusing on stability, innovation, building foundation, productivity. Things are starting to kind of, they're almost in Aquarius. So things are starting to flow in this direction, okay? There are going to be shifts in relationships, in your values, setting intentions, finding solutions in your career. But at the same time, okay, we're healing wounds. There are old things, like wounds from the archives that are coming forward, okay? So we have Chiron square Venus, Chiron square Sun, Chiron square Mars, okay? Chiron square Mercury, okay? So, Chiron's coming out to play a little bit. Just went direct. So now it's saying, okay, so what about, let's just dip our toes in. What did we learn, okay? There's the Venus part, there's the Sun part, the Mars part, and the Mercury part, okay? So while this happens, remember, you are aware. Okay, so things are moving forward in a positive direction. Innovation, building foundation, productivity, okay, shifts in relationships and values, intentions, finding solutions, particularly in your career, okay? There's the new moon in Capricorn. It's a wonderful time, one of the best times of the year to set intentions, especially when it comes to finances, your career, your job, your public reputation, and things like this. Wonderful energy, okay? But there's going to be this energy beneath the surface that's boiling, and it's going to be old things coming to the surface to say, hey, remember how this one time in your childhood made you feel? Hey, remember that breakup we went through when we were 19? It's going to say, hey, did you learn in this lesson, and this lesson, and this lesson? You did, but it's going to come up, okay? That's general. For you, the Lovers. Shifts in relationships, the Lovers. Old wound. Okay. It's giving old flames can't hold a candle to you, but it's a shift in a relationship here. Ooh, the Lovers with the Ace of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. In the area of love, you're going to have some sort of an innovating idea or opportunity. Now, a door that's been closed for a long time, to the point where you thought it was just gone, reopening. Interesting energy this week. I immediately just randomly got a sore throat here. So this is something or someone that's not talking to you, or it's been held back for a very long time, or you're not even going to know what to say. 6 of Cups, blast from the past. But you think fondly of this energy. Queen of Wands, there might be a little too much passion or a little too much impulsivity, a little too much maybe sexuality, or it's too much spirituality to the point where it's not grounded. There's something like this. Too much Wands. Queen of Wands kind of as the challenge and the opportunity. Okay, because you want all those energies, but you want them balanced and grounded too. You want spirituality, it's also got to be grounded. You want passion, it also has to not be destructive and make sense. You want wands, you want creativity, but you need a structure. All these things. You want fire, but it's got to be contained. You got to have something to burn, right? So there's abundance here. That's for sure. Week number 3 is going to be with the new moon. Ooh, the new moon. Those are going to be new beginnings that stick with you for the whole rest of 2026. This is opening up a whole can of worms for you. Shifts in relationships. And it's also going to be taking a look at your values. This is going to ask you to forgive, forget, rewire, reframe, and evolve. Setting intentions. Now, by old, this doesn't need to be somebody that you've dealt with before. This can be somebody from a different lifetime. Okay, this can be somebody that you have had spiritual experiences with but haven't met in person. This can be someone that you've crossed paths with but haven't like actually connected with. And for some of you, this can just be a blast from the past that's coming through and you just feel that there's unfinished business there. Okay. You're also going to be aware of the energies that have been occurring the past few weeks. You know, the ones that are affecting everybody else and not you. The ones that are making people act a little bit out of character or head towards opportunities impulsively or overthink or make weird, impulsive, maybe even irrational decisions. Okay? You're going to have an awareness here. But there is a grounded nature, there is intention, and there is abundance here. 8 of Pentacles. Okay? So, the guidance connected to this is to give it the benefit of the doubt and to go for it. But it's your life, you're going to do what you do. Always listen to your intuition and always listen to your heart. Okay? I always say, try to keep your mind and your heart on the same page. And try to keep your mind and your heart and your intuition on the same page. Try to keep them aligned as much as you can. Okay? And in doubt, listen to the intuition. All right? Okay. So week number 4. This is January 18th through 24th. Okay? Now this is where things start shifting. Okay? This is the week when the Sun, Mercury, and Mars all move into Aquarius. Okay, so several planets. We've got mindset shifts, transformation, future-oriented thinking. This is taking a look at power dynamics and humanitarian. What works for small groups versus everybody involved. It's looking at social innovations, technological innovations, personal power, communication, and this is also where the intuition's going to start really popping off, even for people who don't have it. This is the vivid dreams. This is the, oh my god, it's so weird, you were in my dream last night and I feel like you were really there. Oh my god, no way, because I was having the same exact dream, except I was aware and hanging out with you in the astral, right? This is your intuition popping off, spiritual gifts expanding, so on and so forth this week. Okay? For you, Knight of Cups. You're going to be on cloud 9 from something. You're going to have an opportunity to travel, but you're not going to be quite sure if you want to take it or not, because it might feel like too good to be true, or it might feel a little bit indulgent. You're going to be encouraged to continue to do what makes you happy, but the universe is egging you on. Seriously, the universe is like that friend that is like such an enabler that's like, do it. Okay, so, wow, okay. January, group 2 with the Fool. I'm hearing the song Have Faith in Me by A Day to Remember with the Death. Your challenge and your opportunity is to bring something back to life. There's going to be a conversation this week that is an apology or a new beginning. It's like somebody seeing if you'll take 1 flower before they give you 200 flowers. It's like someone apologizing to see if you'll talk to them. Well, someone seeing if you'll talk to them, and then they'll apologize, and then they'll offer you the whole wide world. It's like there's a testing of the waters here, a respectful testing of the waters here. Your challenge and opportunity is, I'm hearing home sweet home versus something at a distance from you, like literally, like geographically. Or something that feels just out of reach, that it requires a little more effort than you're comfortable giving, but so in your reach that if you want to, with a little bit of effort, you totally can. It's like right on that line. There's a foundation here that's going to start building for you. Again, mindset shift, a transformation. This is going to transform a situation in your life. This is going to show you what your future can be. I'm hearing that phrase, let go and let God. I know everyone doesn't like that word, and that's totally fine. But if you divine surrender let go, let God, if you leave it up to the universe, okay? This is oh my God. If you in February had a conversation with you like at Christmas time you would be like, no, there's no way that much has changed in the course of a month. This week's going to be crazy. Positive, beautiful. This is going to transform what your home looks like, how it feels like, or what it means to you. And there's going to be a little, like a little devil on your shoulder that's going, there's something we don't know, there's something we don't see. What if there's better out there? Okay, we've got the justice, look what's on it, the mind and the heart. Your heart and your intuition are going to be telling you to do the same thing. And it's going to be your mind that is going to have the clarity. It's going to make so much sense to you that it's actually going to ask you to rewrite a narrative that you have been chewing on for a while. Interesting. So week number 5. Okay. January 25th through 31st. Check out my horoscopes post. Okay, there's more. I'm not leaving you with this. There's more. Okay? There's a lot more. The general themes for this week, let me just say, Neptune enters Aries. Neptune. This is an outer planet. Neptune is in Aries for a long time. Long time. Several years, okay? It's been in Pisces. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. They go together. They're happy. It's perfect. They go together, okay? It's moving into Aries this week. Huge. This is generational shifts in systems, in beliefs, in spirituality. This is generationally held beliefs that didn't age very well, that are kind of having a last-ditch effort here. But things have to progress. They have to move. Neptune has to go into Aries. This week, the general themes are forced transformation. The universe whispers before she screams. Redefining spirituality. Redefining belief systems, personal and generational, and everything in between. All or nothing energy too. Take it or leave it, okay? Decisive action and huge shifts in power and pattern, okay? Also, hidden power dynamics and hidden obsessions, okay? I'm going like this because I just read week number 4 for you, okay? And I'm thinking that there's some people who have been obsessed with you for a long time that you don't even know are still thinking about you, or you're picking up on it and they just haven't been anywhere to be found, and you're like, okay, that's fine. You can stay in the astral realm. I have no problem with that. And now they're like, group 2, hello, are you home? My gosh. Also, volatility. Oh, okay. Big message here. When I was looking at the astrology for this week, okay, I have to tell all the piles this. I can't forget. Pretty words, okay? There is a very beautiful Mercury and Venus situation that's happening right as these hidden power dynamics are coming to light, right as these huge shifts in power and generational things that haven't been working but haven't been falling either have been like, they're getting the rug pulled out from underneath them essentially. But there's this really beautiful energy of like pretty words. You are going to want to keep an eye out for people who are intentionally verbally appealing to your emotions. Emotional manipulation, okay? If you're a writer, if you're a poet, if you're a lyricist, have fun. Go crazy. You're going to be so inspired. Your words are just going to be wording. It's going to be great, okay? But especially in positions of power, okay? And people who want something from you, or people who benefit from the current system. Pretty words, okay? If it looks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, and it smells like a duck, and it lives where the ducks live, but it sings like a dove this week, it's still a duck. Notice how I said doesn't sound like a duck. Okay, not this week. It's not going to sound like a duck. It's still a duck. If it's been a duck, it's still a duck. Okay? With that being said, For those of you who use words as art, for those of you who want to write letters to your lovers, right? Beautiful. Go crazy. But, yeah. This is forced transformation of systems, specifically generational things that haven't been holding up, things that age like milk, okay? And you know how it goes. Systemic things shifting and changing, all right? Except it's in Aries. It shifts who the thought leaders are. And that's a big deal. There's a lot of volatility, okay? If you're a day trader, have fun, okay? But don't listen to the news articles. Watch your eyes. Watch the candles. Not the pretty news articles where they're all promising you a better tomorrow. Their stocks are probably about to plummet, okay? This is not financial advice. Let's take a look at week number 5 for you. Week number 5 for group number 2. January 25 to 31. Woo! Oh, King of Coins. Okay, maybe you are making a buck. with the world. Forced transformation. Okay, so you have done whatever transformation is occurring right now. This is generational things. This is systemic things. This is ancestral stuff. You've already done it. You're hands off. You're over here like, that's not touching me. I already did that. You're like, you want to excavate? You can. You're not going to find anything. Not me. Okay? With that being said, you are utilizing this opportunity. You're seeing it and you're like investing in it. I'm being shown like hitting a moving target, but like the timing has to be right. It's like stocks. Okay, that's a good example. Thank you, Spirit. So if you're noticing the trend and you're going, oh my God, it's week 5 and you're entering the market right here and it goes, and then you exit the market because you're like, all right, it's not week 5 anymore. Oh, okay, this is when things are panning out, okay? We see you utilizing this energy because in some way, shape, or form, you are going to be propelled into some sort of a position, redefining spirituality to what? And then you're here like, why is everybody looking at me? Okay, that's like what I'm getting right now, okay? So, also, you're going to notice at the same time, you're feeling decisive towards, you're feeling decisive about how to utilize this energy in order to, like, monetize or build upon what's going on right now without utilizing or taking advantage of a crumbling system. It's like, again, everybody's volatility. Oh my God, there's nothing consistent. There's nothing stagnant. And then you're like, how to stay centered and present. Boom. It's something like this, okay? Yeah, this week for you, it's focused on finances, material matters, decisive action. You also have something coming in for you this week. Resolution to an old pain. You finally get to get past something and move forward from something. Okay, if you've been having an issue in some sort of a material matter, whether it's finances or with your home or something that's tactile, something you can hold, that is going to be gone by week 5. I'm hearing sayonara, gone. You have something coming in that's going to remedy this permanently. And I'm also getting, you're not going to need to be as wise with your decisions moving forward, but you still have that wisdom, okay? It's like you don't need to tighten your belt as much after this week. Something comes in that like changes your situation, so you don't need to tighten your belt. You don't need to budget. You don't need to maybe budget your time, budget your money, budget your energy, budget your I don't know, what else do we budget? Like this, okay? It's really positive. You're also going to find here that there is something of substance here that you're being encouraged to speak on or write about or communicate, to move forward with in some sort of intellectual matter. But it's going to be something that makes you really happy, makes you really fulfilled. Something that has community, family, or friendship involving it. This is like you building a community for people who aren't in the waves of the collective volatility, to say, what do we do with all this without diving into this pool, but also like, what are we supposed to do? And That's what this week is about. It's like bringing people and energies like this together. It's changing your situation. This week is going to be catharsis for you because things are going to go so extraordinarily well for you in the month of January. The very first thing that came out was due to your inner work, you are not riding these waves. You have been like ahead of your time for a very long time. You're going to have clarity when no one else has clarity. You're going to have opportunities when nobody else does. You're going to have direction when nobody else does. You're going to have opportunities when nobody else does. And it's not about you or them. It's not about this. But it's like, it feels like this energy's been inverted for a long time. It's like you're the dark horse is kind of what's coming through. And then when January happens, it's like blessing, 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 blessing. It's amazing. And it's going to be healing for you. And you're also going to get to celebrate with people. So you're not alone. You might be going into this month alone, but you're certainly not leaving this month alone. Okay? Most of you are going to have a change in your relationship status during this month in a positive way. Well, or in general, okay? You're also going to receive some sort of a message, email, or DM that's going to open up doors for you without an exclusivity clause or without a contract. It's just do as you please, or like something like this, okay? Or it can just be like a collaboration, but it's giving like a message that opens up doors for you, but it like just wants to open up doors for you and be connected with you. It's not like I don't know, something like this. And there's going to be a new beginning here for you. And it's going to show you all of the things that have been happening behind the scenes while you've been doing the work previously. They're now being put in front of your face, like on blast this month. It's so cool. You're also going to have a few good laughs, but there's also going to be something. There's a sign that's going to come to you from something that was randomly. It doesn't feel like a sign. This isn't something that was like holding any giant spiritual revelation. There's something that's kind of random that was shown to you when you were a child or really, really young that's going to be coming up again. And you're going to go, oh my God, that was a sign. Or, oh my God, I was given the answer 10 years before I ever had the question. Oh my God, I was given the answer 50 years before I ever even had the question. It's like, I'm hearing your higher self say, we put this here so no one can find it but you. But it's something that didn't seem revolutionary when you invented it, or when you found it, or when you discovered it, or when you sang it, or when you learned it, whatever it is. It's not something that was revolutionary. It was something that was just fun, or silly, or goofy, or cutesy. Except in some way it was telling you what you needed to know, maybe with no exaggeration, to prevent risk from you needing to heal from a foundation that involved relationships that would resurface if they knew that your future would hold this kind of innovation. Not me scrying off my notes. Okay, there's like this energy here of like something that's in your subconscious, like it's deep in there from your childhood, and it's random. Like, it's random, except when it comes up, you're going to have this aha moment that's going to open up everything. It's going to show you what's been hidden this entire time. And it's going to be like, and now it's time for Silly Songs with Larry. You're going to be like, how was that? Like, that was not relevant until one day it is, until things start cracking open. That's what January is going to be for you. This is so out of pocket, I know. Okay, this is something you've been waiting for a really long time. You're going to be moving forward. This is week number 5, all of January, but especially week number 5. you're going to be put in some sort of a situation where you're receiving what it is that you've been putting out, but you don't stop putting out. You're still putting things out, except it's like you have been pulling blocks out of the Jenga tower. And it hasn't been falling. It hasn't been falling. But the Jenga power, it's like this old generational system. It's like this all or nothing energy. It's this this huge structure or systemic thing that's existed for a long time. You've just been pulling Jenga blocks out, and you're not knocking it down. You're not staging a coup. You're not like, everybody listen to me. Like, no, you're just like pulling out a block when it's loose and pulling on another block and tapping on it and then pulling it out when it's ready. Stacking them on top. That's all you're doing. You're playing Jenga. You're like, at some point it's going to fall, and other people are like, no, it's not. And you're like, okay, that's how Jenga works though, right? And then when it falls, it's going to be like, wait, didn't you say this was Jenga? Like, oh, where's my hairbrush? Oh my god, sorry. Okay, yeah. Really positive, really weird. Like, there's, okay, it's Aquarius energy. Like, everything's moving into Aquarius, okay? Neptune's moving into Aries. Material abundance. Okay, but you might feel a little bit jaded. The Star card too, the 10 of Cups, geez. Yeah, a lot of really amazing things are coming into you, specifically emotionally in your relationships. Your relationship status is going to change, I swear. And your financial and or material situation is going to change, like permanently. And you are going to be faced with several things that you've wanted but didn't know that you could ask for because they kept not coming in. And then things get super unserious. They get funny, they get innovative, they get quirky, they get Aquarian. And you might want to be a little bit jaded towards it, but it's like you can't, you know they say like money can't buy happiness, right? But it can remove, like, it can ameliorate mental health, because that's a real problem why people have difficulties. It's not the only reason at all whatsoever, but if you're constantly in survival mode, when that survival mode gets lifted, your emotional and mental health gets better. Money can't buy happiness, but it can buy you food. Like, relationships aren't meant to be there to validate you. You validate yourself. But it sure doesn't hurt to have somebody outside of you tell you that you're like pretty and nice and super smart and funny. It doesn't hurt, you know? Like, it's giving this energy. But you needed to go without for a long time. And then it comes in. And so you look at it like, I don't know. And then it gets like unserious. It's like, here, play with me. Have fun with me. Let's vibe. Like, come on, let's go. Right? It's giving like, why? It keeps showing me VeggieTales. It keeps showing me Silly Songs with Larry, the Hairbrush song, and the Water Buffalo song. Why? I don't know why. Okay, there's going to be like 2 people out there that are like, ah, ha, 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 and everyone else is going to be like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but it's fine. So, that's week 5 for you. Let's move to the advice for the whole month, and then we'll close out, because this reading's getting like, okay. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? Please like, drop a comment. Okay, your advice? Okay. Continue long-term projects, okay? And if something's not going your way, be more vocal about it, okay? It's 5 of Cups, okay? Your advice is cry over the spilt milk. Do it, okay? Seriously, because the Jenga tower fell. Oh my god, the Jenga tower fell. Ow, oh my god, what are the blocks that hurt my foot? Normally it's like, dude, shut up, right? But it's going to be like, oh, the Jenga tower fell. Wait, you pulled the brick out. It's, right? And so you're so used to not having something that you being like, wow, I want it. The universe is like, here you go, baby. Like, it's like, it's giving brat, but it's giving like high vibrational, like, it's giving like high vibrational master manifester, like new thought leader brat. I love it, actually. We should be friends. Anyway. continue working on long-term projects, okay? Continue investing in your beauty, your physical beauty, or the aesthetics of your home or something like this, okay? Embrace your creativity, your wands energy. Embrace your wands energy, okay? Your beauty, your confidence, your sense of self, your ego a little bit, okay? Puff out your chest a little bit more, shoulders back, chin up. I said what I said, okay? That's right. Also, your sexuality, your creativity, okay? A little bit more. Also, there's this energy that's coming through of you being like, yeah, especially with that energy, okay? Have a little more fun. Okay, this month. You're allowed to this time. You're allowed to now. I know some of you are like, nope. You're allowed to now, okay? There's something that you are, you're telling yourself it's safer to be guarded with something pertaining to an abundant harvest, okay? Week 4, whatever this is that's coming in week 4, that's like, group 2, I love you. Remember me from all your other lifetimes? And you're like, not today, Satan, okay? Except your advice was to go for it. This one, okay? See that that blindfold, the 8 of Swords. Looking yourself in the mirror, but not seeing what is actually there. It can be body dysmorphia. Okay, we have this this wands energy, this fire energy, okay? Be confident in your body, be confident in your creations, be confident in your sexuality, be confident in your confidence, be confident in your passions, okay? And those little versions of you that are like, I don't know, it's you, just easier said than done, I know, but empower yourself, okay? Put down what you've been carrying all this time because you only needed to carry it from one destination to another, and now you're already here. Now you put it down, now you live through love, visibility. You're about to get new friends, new lovers, new situations, new jobs, new everything. You're going to be put in a situation that you've been told for a very long time that you're going to be put in. Except you always knew it would be baby steps to get there. Except this time it's seeming like it wasn't about you moving any further. It was about the blindfold being taken off of everybody else so that they could see you clearly, instead of you seeing everything clearly and then being gaslit about it. Okay, how do you like them apples? Group number 2, that is your January 2026. I don't want to be on your bad side. I also very much want to be your friend. Anyway, with that being said, I love you and I'm grateful for you. Like, comment, and subscribe. A few things. If you want a copy of my notes, I put them on my bulletin on my TikTok, okay? Along with the January horoscope that's in my planner, okay? It's free, okay? If you want my planner, that's also free, okay? Not the book. You got to buy the book, okay? It's on my Etsy. I'll get it from the printer and I'll have it shipped to you. It'll take a couple weeks because I'm not holding stock, but free one, PDF on my Patreon. You don't have to buy the Patreon. Just go onto the Patreon and you'll find the PDF there for free, okay? You can buy my Patreon. I have exclusive pick a card readings there. I have a book club on there. It's only $1. I'd love to have you. It's so much fun. And we're reading A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle right now. I also have my meditation collection. It's a 21-day virtual guided meditation retreat. I highly recommend that. Okay, first link in the description box. If you want to dig even deeper on this, I have an astrological horoscopes video that has recently gone up, so you can find that too. You can listen to 1 year zodiac signs, all of your zodiac signs. Some people like to listen to only their sun or only their ascendant or their big 3 or their big 6, and some people like to sit there with all of the zodiac signs and they look at what planet and what house they have there, and then they just kind of vibe through all of it. That is up to you, okay? But it's there. It is there for your leisure. I do general. I go week by week like this, but more in depth. General horoscope, and then horoscope for all of the signs. Okay, and then I'm doing weeklies as well. So, and then that in depth gets broken down into each one of these weeks even more in depth with all of the signs for all of the horoscopes. Okay, so if you want that, of course, that's going to be up here. Okay, the general horoscopes are up already. The weeklies should not be up. Maybe January first week is there. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, you'll see it. Okay. I'm on TikTok if you want more readings. Pick a cards are here. I put exclusive pick a cards on my YouTube members channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can join my YouTube channel. That's the one where there's a little paywall and then you get more readings. Okay. I have one of those on Patreon too. You don't need to buy it, but if you do buy it, you can be on my book club. You can see exclusive readings. They're different from the ones I put here on YouTube. And then also same thing on TikTok. I've got thousands, oh my God, probably hundreds of thousands of readings on there. And then of course there's another one there where there's a paywall and then you get longer, more in-depth collective readings, okay, on TikTok as well. So you can have access to that. You can join my book club, my meditation retreat. You can check out this. I've also got a whole spiritual shop. So if you like my tarot and oracle decks that I make, like the one that you selected from here, my Follow Your Heart Oracle, these, my comprehensive guide to astrology book, my Fool's Journey book, any of my journals, guided self-exploration journal. I'm just yapping at this point, okay? You know what's up. Etsy at Spiritualistik. It's the only way to book a personal with me. If you want to, they are discounted for Christmas and also for New Year's, okay? Other than that, they're going back to full price for the foreseeable future, so I recommend taking advantage of that if you see fit. It applies to tarot, astrology, Reiki, and channeling, as well as personalized light codes, okay? So I love you, and I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm, okay? And I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at January 2026 for you. These are your predictions. I do recommend that you take out a pen and paper if you want to, because this is going to be a lot of information, okay? We are going to go through all 5 weeks of January. I'm starting with January 1 through 3. It's the December 28th through 3rd week, so there are 5 weeks of January with that count, okay? We're going to take a look at the general astrological themes week by week, and then we're going to pull tarot, and we're going to see how it's going to go for you. You selected the 3rd group with the Source Energy card. So group number 3, this lets me know that you are, you're going to be following your intuition. You're also going to be having a spiritual awakening this month, okay? A few things. I'm going to go through the general themes each week so you know what's going on, and then we'll see how it's going to go individually for you. Also, check out my horoscopes post so that you can get more information based upon your zodiac signs, plural. You can look at your sun, your ascendant, your big 3, your big 6. You can sit there with your whole chart and listen to the whole thing, okay? I've got all the horoscopes already up. If you want a copy of my notes, they're on my TikTok bulletin, free. If you want my spiritual planner, it's got all of the astrological transits, gratitude journals, it's got horoscopes in it, it's got places for tarot pulls, it's got astrology information so you don't have to learn astrology and you can use it anyway. Okay, free. Okay, if you want the book, I'll get you sent one from my publisher. That you have to pay for. It's on my Etsy. If you want it free, it's on my Patreon. You don't have to buy the Patreon. You can, okay? Then you can join my book club and you can listen to exclusive pick of cards and you can meditate with me. But this is free on my Patreon. You don't need to buy it. Just show up on there, okay? You'll see it. It's on the free page, okay? So, with that being said, also personals, they're on my Etsy, my whole spiritual shop. That's where you buy my other books, my astrology book, my tarot book, my journals, guided journals, dream journals, meditation journals, planners, okay? It's on my Etsy shop at Spiritualistik too. Let's get into your January, okay? Whew, okay. Huge downloads coming in for you. I'm getting like an extraterrestrial energy specifically for your pile, so yes. So week 1 I have is January 1st through 3rd. I clipped out the end of December and I'm just looking at this energy. This is the full moon in Cancer, okay? The themes here are grounding, reset, emotional culmination, discipline, setting goals, emotional release, home and family reset, change in those dynamics there. And then also there's some mental fog and some difficulty seeing clearly because the emotional and intuitive energy is so heightened. So with spiritual awakening, you picked source energy and extraterrestrial downloads, and it's going to be the full moon in Cancer, okay? This means that a lot of emotional situations are going to come to the light, okay? There are going to be things that you no longer can stand avoiding, and there are going to be things you can no longer stand pretending to be emotionally present for, okay? They're going to shift, they're going to change. But it's also going to bring a spiritual awakening where you understand that you're bigger than this. You're meant for more than this. There's something here that's bigger than us, and you're being encouraged to follow it. For you, you're going to feel inspired. You're also going to feel empowered. And you're going to remember some spiritual gifts that you've had forever that you haven't been using, but you've used before, and you know that they're there. You've had conversations about them and you've used them. There are people in your life that know that you have them. I'm getting a really spiritual, confident, and high vibrational kind of, it's two kings and the magician. So it's like a really healthy masculine energy that's coming through. You don't have to resonate with that. That doesn't need to be the gender that you identify with, but it's King of Wands, King of Swords, but the magician anchoring it all. So you're going to feel inspired. You're going to be able to express it. It's going to be clear to you, but it's all within this like alchemical system that you're still making sense of. There's something here that you feel as though it was a loss, but you never really lost it. It needed a reset. So this first week of January, you're going to be looking at something that you thought was a closed door and realizing it wasn't a closed door. You were deceiving yourself because you were, I say gently, you were deceiving yourself about what would make you happy and what home looks like and feels like for you. Because you were comfortable being uncomfortable. You were comfortable being tired, or you were comfortable not using your spiritual gifts, or something like this. You wanted something to be just normal for once, is what I'm hearing. And so this first week of January here, you are going to feel inspired, motivated, spontaneous to move towards something that is your soul's biggest desire. Something that you've wanted for a very long time. Something that you know you've been spiritually, energetically, and otherwise drawn to for a very long time now. But for whatever reason, you had convinced yourself that it was a loss that you needed to cut, or a door that was permanently closed. We see you opening up a dialogue, starting a conversation, or creating some sort of a small thought that turns into a big and emotionally charged action. We see this having a positive emotional return of investment. You're going to make somebody really, really, really happy. Okay? And there's so much here so much emotion here that was beneath the surface. But it's not going to, a flower that is not watered is not going to bloom. But that doesn't mean that it can't hang out in the soil for a while. Right? So that's kind of what this is. We then see that something comes in for you that makes your life a lot easier and gives you an opportunity to transform a huge situation in your life, to transform something in a really huge way and make your life a lot easier and more enjoyable. Should you drop the burden and transform? Easier said than done, but it is actually the easier choice. But there's some sort of a narrative that I'm getting was maybe fed to you by somebody else. Don't take advice from people whose lives you don't want. Okay? Week number 2, January 4 through 10. This is when Sun and Venus and Mars come conjunct in Capricorn. Okay? The general astrological themes here are drive, ambition, action, professional and material pursuits. Okay? Get in that bag. This week. Okay, there's supercharged energy. This is the week of overconfidence. Okay, getting a little cocky. Okay, now are we exaggeration? This is general. We'll get into yours in a second. Don't worry. Okay, overconfidence and cockiness. So you might see other people like, well, I told you. Like, so say that you have a conversation and now you're like, oh, I'm stressing out because now I have to make these changes to go along with this transformation, right? You have the transformation, you have the understanding. Now you got to stand on it, right? And you're like, wow, like, it's just a really big change, it's a lot to do, and you're happy. It's not like difficult. You're just like, wow, it's a lot to do. And someone else will be like, well, I told you should always listen to me. And you're like, who are you, buddy? Right? It's giving this. Okay. And exaggeration too. Also, there's a risk of taking on too much. Okay. So say that you're like, yes, I absolutely will take that job and then take that other job and then take that other job. And I will work the maximum hours for all of them. I will absolutely, here's a good example. I will absolutely sign up for entirely 7 and 8 a.m. classes every single day of the week while I'm in university. Absolutely. I would love that schedule. We all know how that ends, okay? We also all know how it feels when we're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, right? And then like 3/4 through the semester hits and we're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, right? So taking on too much. Week number 2. This is the general theme, okay? So how it's gonna go for you here. You have your challenge and your opportunity is to love yourself enough to follow through. Love yourself enough to do the things that make you happy and invest in yourself and invest in your future. Invest in a future that is both emotionally and materially fulfilling and abundant, more so than what it is that you're experiencing right now. It's a wish come true involving a community, a family. 10 of Pentacles involves other people. So it's happiness in a family setting, in a community setting, in a friend setting. It's full completion in all areas of life. With abundance. With money. Okay? We see you moving towards this week number 2. You're feeling, ooh, the Lover's card. Ooh. You're making this decision. I'm hearing like rain or shine. Okay? And you're showing up. You're making the choice. You're making a big choice. That feels almost inevitable. It feels like you low-key always knew that you were going to do this. You low-key always knew that this was for you. You low-key always knew, but you almost wanted to know what it was like otherwise, because it's like you see this path so clearly for such a long time that you're like, maybe I want to know what it's like not to. Maybe I want to walk both paths, right? Maybe you're like, I really want to be a doctor, and you've got the job. But maybe you also really wanted to work some like retail jobs too. And so you're like, okay, I'll take time doing that first. And then you forget about the doctor thing. And then it reignites a spark and you're like, I always knew that was what I was supposed to do. Let's go. Right? Something like this. Can be spiritual as well. Doesn't need to be. Take this as it resonates for you. But there's something here where you're like, maybe you have spiritual gifts and you're really good at them. You want to use them. But you're also like, maybe I want to know what it feels like to just be normal and deal with normal people. Because it's a lot, right? Spiritual gifts can sometimes make you feel isolated from the world around you who don't have that, or want to make you feel crazy for it, or just don't understand, right? And so there's this energy of it snaps back on and you're like, this is my path, like this is my calling. I've always known that, right? I just walked this other path for a while. I love how I pretended that wasn't going to be what I was going to do this whole time though. How funny is that, right? And now second week, you're already going for it, okay? Things change. Okay, but we do see at the end of the week that there's a little bit of a pause, because when it starts to become too real, okay, we see you wanting to take a beat and maybe catastrophizing. This is where the exaggeration energy comes in a little bit, lovingly, I say with love and respect, okay? This is when you're going to start thinking, oh my God, what if everything goes wrong? Oh my God, what if I haven't trained in a long time? What if I pass out at the sight of blood? Oh my God, what if I use my spiritual gifts and then I end up going crazy and in the loony bin because someone discovers that I have premonitions in my dreams, right? Like this, okay? You are guarded towards this, but this is also your happily ever after. That is why it's triggering for you, okay? So you're going to be full speed ahead week 2, sprinting towards whatever this is. It's going to be emotionally and materially fulfilling for you. Very abundant. You're going to be setting intentions, okay? You're going to have so much energy and you're going to feel really confident in your choice. And then you're going to reach this place of like almost a screeching halt, like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like reality hits, except this thing that you're moving towards is reality. It's just that it's not what you've been functioning in for a while. Okay? So it's going to make sense. It makes sense that you would feel guarded towards it, but you also know in your heart and intuitively and rationally in your mind too that this is for you, okay? So just be aware when this comes up that you're meant to move in this direction, okay? It's not going anywhere. It was never going to go anywhere, okay? And there's something here about, yeah, I used to want to do that, and now I still know it's for me and I still want to do it and it's meant to be, but maybe, again, this energy of something where you thought that you cut your losses. You thought that a door was closed. You thought, but this whole situation was, as you knew all along, you thought wrong. And you did that on purpose so that you could experience both paths. Okay? It's like if you really want a goldfish and you really want a dog, and you're like a dog person through and through, you've wanted a dog your whole entire life, but maybe you kind of want like a house with a yard before you get a dog. Maybe you kind of want free time so you can take it to the park, right? And so before that, you're like, maybe I should get a fish, because that's not really what I want, but that's cool for right now. And it's not going to live as long, and I don't need to have as much time off, and I don't need a house with a yard, right? But then you get used to the fish life. But if you stop thinking like, maybe someday I'll get a dog, maybe someday I'll live in a house, maybe someday I won't get a dog, like, right? So that's still in the plans for you. That's still in the cards for you, pun intended, obviously. But just because you became a fish person, now it's time for you to go get a dog. It's time for you to get a house with a yard and have free time for the park and get a dog and have fun, fulfill all of your dreams. And you're like, whoa, 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 I only know about fish, bro. Like, that's what this is giving, okay? So we're walking you through it. It's okay. Risk of taking on too much. Fear of taking on too much. You don't need to take on too much, but this is a huge change, okay? The love for this isn't left in the past. You're not someone who used to like dogs. You do like dogs, okay? You like dogs and you have a fish. You can do both, okay? But maybe you can't do both in this situation, and so that's where the anxiety is coming from. But you know that you're a dog person, okay? You also know that you just flushed your fish down the toilet, so go get a dog, right? It's like this. Week number 3. The general themes here are healing wounds. Okay. This is for Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer and also the prodigy. Okay. Healing wounds. So we have the general theme here. There's the new moon in Capricorn. So this is when you're setting intentions for the whole rest of the year. Okay. Things are moving forward. They're innovating. You're creating a foundation. Productivity. Shifts in relationships. Shifts in your values. Week 3, this was all building up to this week, okay? Setting intentions, finding solutions in your career. How are you going to make money? How are you going to ground this? How is this rational, right? And then we have those old wounds resurface. It's not you, it's the energy, okay? 10 of Cups, we have you being emotionally supported and exactly where you want to be. We have you traveling. We have you traveling, learning or speaking a different language, exchanging letters, and or having a conversation that is going to show you that you in fact have more options than you thought that you did, specifically in the direction of whatever this is that your heart and your intuition are calling you towards. This is something that your soul is like, this is for you. It was for you. It is for you. It's going to be for you. In the next life, it's going to be for you. So you might as well hop to it, right? You're going to have a conversation that brings clarity to this, or you're going to go on a trip that brings clarity to this, or you're going to, the 8 of Wands with the 2 of Cups here, with the 10 of Cups, the Ace of Cups. There's, I'm hearing no love lost. This is something where you go after that job, and in that job you also get a relationship, and that relationship you also get a house, and that house you also get a dog. Okay, and you also get friends, and you also get hobbies, and you also get a new sports team to play on recreationally. But for these doors to open, for these options to come to light, you must first move towards the job, okay? Or vice versa, okay? Whatever this is that you're feeling drawn towards, it's going to open up doors for you. And it is going to bring up some old wounds, so it's not you, it's the energy. You are exactly where you want to be, and that's going to freak you out a little bit. You're going to feel entirely supported, and you're going to maybe wait for the other shoe to drop. You're going to maybe travel. And so there's a question of, do I really like this place, or am I on a vacation high, right? Something like this. The Wheel of Fortune for the Devil. You are feeling guarded this week. You're feeling like what you want that is within your reach, that is so lucky for you, is a temptation. Also, moving towards this might ask you to drop some sort of habit. For example, you have to be on a plane for 9 hours. You have to be on a plane for 14 hours. You can't smoke. For example, you want to be a doctor, but that doctor's got to take drug tests every week. For example, you want to date that person, but that person doesn't drink and they don't want to be around people who drink, and you've been meaning to put it down for a long time. you're still being authentic to yourself. There's not changing for a situation. It's a continuation of you moving in the direction you feel called towards authentically, but these things align. They're asking for a higher frequency version of you. Not too much, but this is where well, what if I just fell back into old habits? Or what if this job offer was sent to me like as a joke, but it's not, like it's notarized, right? So there's this, okay? There's the awareness. You have the awareness, but it's so clear that it's almost asking you to look at the excuses that you gave yourself before, now that you have the clarity. And it's going to hurt a little bit. Not too much. It's just going to exist. So, week number 4, January 18 through 24. The general themes here are shifts in your mindset. There you go. Transformation, future-oriented thinking. It's also looking at power dynamics, humanitarianism, social innovations, tech innovations, like technological innovations, personal power, communication, and also this is where vivid dreams, intuition, spiritual gifts, they really, really expand. They get heightened this week. This is when Sun, Mercury, and Mars all move into Aquarius. This week you have clarity and you're taking steps towards it. You have new beginnings everywhere. There's something about speaking, communicating, also grounding, spending money on new things, maybe speaking in a different language or speaking in a new kind of way, communicating differently. Page of Cups. There's something here about realizing that it's a mindset shift. You have a new mindset. You have something new material around you. Maybe you're living in a new house, or you're in a new place, you're speaking a new language, or you've got a new mindset, okay? And you're looking at the way that something can actually be a really beautiful and abundant situation for you in the future. You start thinking ahead. You start thinking about what comes next, what comes after you. You start thinking about your legacy a little bit with the Justice. And you start realizing that this was something that you were meant for the whole time. And you feel like a version of you, how do I say this? You this week are now embodying a version of you that is grown, is mature, is strong, is resilient, is loving, is smart, is beautiful, is healthy, is wise, is amazing. This is a version of you that you've been becoming for a very long time. And this week, there's no more becoming this version of you. You are this version of you. And you see it. And your world reflects it. And you feel it in your heart. And you know that you are where you're meant to be. And there's absolutely no doubt in your mind. And with this, it makes you feel more empowered. And it makes you think about the future. Your spiritual gifts are stronger too. And you're really feeling on top of the world. On top of this, all of these planets are in Aquarius. So the way that you're expressing yourself, it's fully authentic to you. The way that you seem, the way you come off to others, it's fully authentic to you. What you're passionate about, the directions you're moving towards, the things that you're creating, the people that you're loving, it's all entirely authentic to you. And it has you feeling fulfilled, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And it has you wondering, now what? You're thinking about either the next step, you're thinking about the next phase, you're thinking about the next generation, you're thinking about the next, era. And it's all very, very positive. Because now you're a version of you that you've been trying to become for a long time, you are. And so now you think, well, now what's the next step for this version of me? The Sun. Your dreams are becoming a reality. You have clarity, you're happy, you're positive, you have a wish come true. Except it's not waving a magic wand and then it's here. It's you become the version of you that can have this, can hold this, can maintain this, and can grow this. And now you're here and you're happy and you're fulfilled and you look back and it feels like it happened overnight, except now we're moving into week 5, so it's taken you about a month. The transformation has probably taken years. okay? But the shift, a month, again. So week number 5, January 25th through January 31st. Now this is on a generational scale and on a systemic scale where everything changes. Neptune, who's been in Pisces, its ruling sign for years, now moves into Aries. New beginnings. The general astrological themes are forced transformation, okay? Meaning anything that wasn't changing, outdated things that have needed to fall for a long time, but they've just been really, really stubborn, things that have aged like milk, okay? They're being forced to transform. They're falling apart. Last ditch efforts coming through. It's all or nothing energy. All or nothing, okay? This is redefining spirituality. It's redefining belief systems on a personal scale and even on a generational scale, on a collective scale. This is taking decisive action. Fool card, okay? Faith, trusting what's next for you, new beginnings. Huge shift in power, huge shifts in patterns. It's also bringing to light hidden power dynamics and hidden obsessions. This is going to be a volatile energy and also pretty words. So for my writers, my poets, my lyricists, for my lovers, okay? Beautiful, beautiful time to write. Beautiful, beautiful time to speak. Also, the people in your life who don't want to see you making these huge transformational shifts that might take them away from you because they're the people that you smoke with, they're the people you drink with, they're the people that benefit from you doing what they want you to do instead of what you want to do. Keep an eye out for emotional manipulation. Pretty words. Okay? You know the difference. Just when you're looking for it, you'll be able to see it. This week, it's going to be everywhere, especially with the systems that are falling. Okay? So just keep an eye out. So, week number 5 for you. New beginning. You're committing to this. Whatever this is, you are all in. All in. I'm hearing that song by Lifehouse. All In by Lifehouse. Okay, so you're making some money, and you are questioning if this situation that you're in now values you as much as you value it. You're questioning the reciprocity of this. And you're also starting to feel a little bit hesitant towards your spiritual gifts here, because they're stronger than they have been. And it's feeling like it's making things a bit too easy, a bit too clear, to the point where you wonder if you're almost daydreaming, or you wonder, for some of you, this is looking at old belief systems that are breaking. So say that you are listening to the universe, right? But maybe you were raised in, like, okay, tarot cards. Here's an easy example. Maybe you were raised in a tradition that believes that this is like demonic, which it's not, by the way, okay? And if you're perceiving that, maybe you should get some help for that, okay, with love. But it's something like this, okay? You're really happy. You've been using these spiritual gifts to make life better for you. And then there's like some sort of question, is this, there's a question of if you are appreciated in the situation as much as you appreciate being in the situation. There's a question of reciprocity here. And because you're questioning that reciprocity, you start to question the things that brought you to this place. But notice that if we stop the first one, snip, 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 then the second one doesn't show up. Okay? So try your best not to overthink. You're going to have someone around you who does not want you to move forward here. They're going to tell you a lie. Because if you listen to them, you don't end up succeeding. Again, this is the week of pretty words. However, there are also going to be people around you who are saying things to you that are healing, that are things like listen to your own intuition. There are things that are like follow your heart. That are things that are like, I don't want to see you so overwhelmed. How can I help? Things like, how can I support you? How can we make it better? Is there anything that I can make or anything that I can do or anything that you want to do that you could use my physical or mental or emotional or spiritual support on? And that's going to be the one that's telling you the truth. But there's going to be someone here who tells you a bold-faced lie, intentionally trying to deceive you so that you don't end up where it is that you're meant to go. It is your job here to see beneath the surface, trust your intuition, and take the road less traveled. You know that there is a reason why something did not work out before. And it's because it's meant to work out now. But insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is what the liar is going to say to you. Okay? And the truth is going to be that this situation you deserve to be in. Okay, but you also deserve a garden. I'm being shown like a garden, a co-op, like an eco village, like not a cult. Okay, see how that energy can just no. Okay, things where it's like a community garden, like things like this. Okay. Because you're meant to be able to show up and tend to a garden and enjoy the garden and be on the garden, and the garden can thrive because you're there, and you can thrive because the garden's there. But if you're, 19 years old, if you're 22 years old and you're trapped in a garden, you might feel trapped inside the garden, even though that's your garden. But at a certain age and a certain date, maybe you don't have anything to give to the garden. So the garden gives to you, and then there's no more garden. Because you're young. Maybe you give so much to the garden, but you're giving so much to the garden, the plants don't need that much water. Then they drown. They don't need that either. You don't need that either. And so you're removed from the garden, but you have in your mind the whole time, this garden, this garden, this garden, this garden. It's in your heart, it's in your soul, and you reapproach the garden. You're right, the garden didn't change, and you're reapproaching the garden, but do you know what did change? You. And if you look around, the garden is different too now. So it's not doing the same thing again, expecting different results. You can read a book twice, 10 years apart, 2 years apart, 20 years apart, and the book is entirely different. The book didn't change. You did. How do I know you're not telling it to me? Because I'm not telling it to you between January 25th and January 31st. Haha, it's still December when I'm making this. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But seriously. Okay, you're going to have a lot of support. You're going to have a lot of people that appreciate you and a lot of people who support you following your intuition and creating this beautiful new life for yourself. A lot of them. In fact, most of them. Whatever situation you were in, it's giving like an ex that's like busted. It's giving like a friend who's not really your friend. It's giving someone who consistently sabotages every single thing in your life that's good, not because they want it, just because they want you not to have it. Okay? It's not going to be hard to look at this person and go, you're lying to me right now. You always do that. Okay? But in this energy, the words are going to be just right. They're just worried about you, Like, this isn't the you that I know. Okay? So, just keep an eye out. Okay? This is going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey, and you're going to need to be present for it, okay? It's going to change a lot of things, okay? But the thing is, if you are uncomfortable while you're in your comfort zone, it's not actually your comfort zone. It means you need to make a change and do something and find something or someone else that will make you comfortable and also will challenge you to grow in a loving and supported way. If you're uncomfortable, it's not your comfort zone, so why are you there? Now, change is uncomfortable, but you can count on one thing. It is a vehicle that'll take you from one place to the next. So, let's see your general advice for January 2026. Get on the plane. Okay, just get on the plane. Get on the plane, get on the bus, get on the train, get in the car. Okay? I'm getting there's nothing there for you anymore. Look forward. I'm hearing the song Mistletoe by Justin Bieber. It's a bop, by the way. Don't hate on JB. Okay. Stand in your power and document your journey. You're going to want to have, you're going to want to look back at your thoughts from this month, probably for the rest of your life. Document this. But keep it to yourself for a little while. You're going to be faced with a lot of decisions this month, and some of them are going to hurt, but it's going to hurt in the sense of like something positive. Like say that you leave a job that you absolutely freaking hate, and it takes all of your life and all of your energy and all of your time, but you've been there for 10 years and you really like the people who work there, and like it's kind of your whole identity now. It's going to hurt to walk away, but you know that it's going to hurt more to stay. 3 of Coins. Let others help you and build towards the future. There's something you're going to need to let go of that's around you right now. And there's something that you reminisce on very often that you're meant to give to in the future that's coming back through in January. You're going to receive a lot of money and a lot of material abundance from making this choice. This, like going back to your old job or picking up that old hobby again, or going back to that old person. I'm getting that you received some sort of information on this once and you translated it as something that it wasn't. It's like, say that I give you this reading and I tell you that it's about an old hobby of yours, and you know that in your soul and in your heart, okay? And you go, oh yeah, that's about my ex. And the energy pattern maybe is kind of the same, so it works for now. But you knew that it was low-key about the hobby. And you know that the ex, maybe you swing back around one more time, but at the end of the day, you know they're not it. But that hobby, that thing that sparked your soul, the thing that turned on these spiritual gifts, this thing that lights this passion within you, you knew that was going to happen again. It just seemed like it wasn't realistic in front of your face right now, but you knew. It's like this. I'm getting that you've received all this information before, but you put it over something that was easier to look at. But now it's the time. Now it's time. Yes, I'm sure. There are going to be a few things. There's going to be specifically like 1 or 2 people around you who like to start fights for absolutely no reason, who try to do the same thing to you in order to make it not pleasurable for you to move towards what you want. For example, if you go towards this hobby, I'm gonna pick a fight every single time before you go do it. That way, you're not going to want to do it. You're not even going to like it anymore because you're going to associate your hobby with being upset. It's something like this. It's someone who picks a fight before you go to see your family for Christmas. It's someone who makes your birthday about them, or they throw a fit because it's not about. It's something like it's just messy. Okay, so there's going to be 1 or 2 people here that try to distort your emotional fulfillment here. Okay, your job is to tell them. I'm hearing the song Au revoir by the Front Bottoms. He's like, he basically says like au revoir. He says like adios. Basically, he's saying like, I bet you don't even know what that means, like adios. And they're like, I know what it means. Like, like you don't have to be mean, basically. There's something here that you've held within for a very long time, but there's something that you held within for a really long time, and you knew this whole time. It's like a lighthouse. You know that this is like the reason why you keep on going. You know that it's something that's meant for you, again, someday. You know that it's where it is that you're going. You have the whole time. So January here, it's going to ask you one last time to take a look at the stories that you've been telling yourself, to take a look at the fact that you've been overlooking something and living a life that is way too hard for absolutely no reason. And it's going to ask you to say, hey, You deserve better. Go towards it. Make the choice. Take the blindfold off. Whatever this is, what you want wants you more. Welcome new beginnings. Okay, wow. Group number 3. January is going to be huge for you, clearly. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. Okay? If you want exclusive pick a card readings, I have them on Patreon, and I also have them here on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I would appreciate. That's free. You can also join my YouTube channel, which gives you access to more content. That is not free. Okay? If you want my notes for January, okay, these are on my bulletin on TikTok. Free. If you want my 2026 spiritual planner, it's got all the astrology, and I put tarot spreads and stuff in here too. So I changed the name from astrological planner to spiritual planner. Okay. If you want this, the digital version, free. Okay. It's on my Patreon, on my free Patreon. Okay. If you want to buy Patreon, you can get extra readings. You can join my book club, which I would love to have you in my book club. Oh my God. And also my meditation retreat is on there too, my virtual meditation retreat. So that's the first link in the description box. If you want to go more in depth into this, I know, right? Oh my God. Take a look at the horoscope reading that I have posted as well. So that goes through the astrology, and you can check out your zodiac sign, all of your zodiac signs, okay? Take a look at my Etsy shop if you want to buy a physical version of my planner. I also have a whole shop on there. If you want a personal reading, okay, I do tarot, I do astrology, I do channeling, I do Reiki. I also do personalized light codes. I've made my own tarot and oracle decks, like the ones that we used in today's reading. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. I love you and I'm grateful for you. Check out another pile or another reading. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.